Hey everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is Wednesday, August the 7th. So we've had some pretty crazy couple days here. Started out with the Fed interest rate cut and some comments, and then the news on the tariffs, additional tariffs that came out of the White House, and then the response by the Chinese. It's all resulted in some pretty crazy price action, as everybody probably knows. So you can see here today actually was interesting. We started the pre-market, looked like we were going to open in the green, but as the market opened, came closer, the markets just started to sell off, and you can see here how we opened, and then we dropped some more, and then pretty much V reversal came right back up. NASDAQ and S&P actually managed to finish the day in the green. But you can see here what the last couple of days of volatility have done for us. We're down to 50-50. Stocks above and below their 200-day moving average. The 50s above and below has really slid to the downside, with only about a third of the stocks above their 50. So market's definitely rolling over a little bit here. You can see here the groups. Today we had a pretty good day, but over the last week and month, it's not been a pretty sight for the bulls. The weak performance, we've had some rotation back to some of the safeties, utilities, conglomerates, and the rest of these have all been mostly in the red. Let's take a look what's been happening. This is an incredible chart. This 10-year yield chart. You can see here we just started to sell off after the Fed announcement, and lower highs, and really just started to break down. TLT would have been a great trade on this, and I really should have taken that, but didn't really expect the 10-year to sell off like that. And it's really over. The 10-year yield's really down a lot right now. You can see the RSI. We're down in the 20 range. Probably due for a bit of a bounce, but we may end up heading lower if the economy continues to weaken and countries around the world continue to cut interest rates, including the U.S. So you can see here on the Dow, this is how we had the week so far. Big down day Monday after the Chinese threw more tariffs in retaliation. We had a bit of a bounce inside day on Tuesday, and then another inside sort of day on today, Wednesday. Some interesting price action. You don't see that very often. So how I read this is it looks like there's some kind of support here, maybe on the Dow, and maybe traders will take some of this price action in stride and start to think, well, maybe we're going to start to head back up. We may actually get some traction and maybe even close this initial gap anyway. So that's going to be kind of the theme here. We're going to look at the IWM again. Had a pretty constructive day overall. Started out pretty low, went lower, and then came back. Didn't quite finish near the high of the day. It would have been a lot more constructive if we actually had finished at the high of the day. But you see here, we got a pretty big gap to fill. This may be some resistance here. But we're watching the market tomorrow and maybe add some positions here with anticipation of maybe a little bit of a bounce. I think it's going to be a stretch to get back up to this level. Let's take a look at the Qs. Again, we had a nice outside reversal day from yesterday, and we pushed higher. We ended up pretty close to the high of the day. And I think there's some possibility we could end up tomorrow we could end up going higher again. Again, it seems like they're going to do whatever they can to keep the fire under this market here, to keep her going. And again, there's just, the interest rates are so low, there's just no place else where you're going to get a decent return for your money. So people are going to start coming back into the market again. At least that's the theory. SPY, again, we came back up off the high of the day again, but again we kind of held this level, and maybe some traders and investors are thinking maybe the bottom's in on this. We might get a bit of a V reversal. My only concern is we may end up get something like this, and then we get another flush down, so we'll be kind of keeping an eye on that one. this market is just so headline driven. I mean, just all the headlines that have been coming out have just been making these moves in the market just so volatile. Skipping over the weeklies, dollar dropped, of course, with the Fed announcement on cutting rates and all the tariff stuff. So it's just kind of hanging out in this range here right now. Probably going to strengthen again. VIX came off, of course, both those days after the big spike on Monday. Let's take a look at what we've got. This is a wish I had active. You can see gold just ripped through 1,500 today, really getting overbought. I think we're due for a bit of a pullback. Is it going to be this is a weekly chart too, is it going to be a pullback as in the run is done? I don't think so. I think this could go on for some time here. I don't know what's doing in there. Anyway, I was looking at dust today, did a bit of a reversal, just because I think we are getting so overbought on NUGT, which is the reverse of dust. And you can see here we had a bit of a reversal day on NUGT, so I think we're going to do a bit of a pullback, maybe check back to this level, and then we'll be looking to maybe get back in again once we get a bit of more of a pullback. We'll keep an eye on that one tomorrow for sure, see what NUGT does. TNA is one that I've been kind of disappointed in. Got in here around 57, and of course we're down here around 50, 55. Added some more, and then ended up taking it off. So, but I'm still hoping we can maybe get some follow through on TNA. This is the small cap. Maybe get some follow through tomorrow and see if we can just hold on and see if it can go higher. So just keeping an eye on that one. That's really the only active trade I've got right now. There are some pretty interesting plays here. BABA looks like we had a really nice day on BABA. So it looks like it could come back here and fill the gap. There's a couple of moving averages here. We'll keep an eye on that in the morning. Baidu just can't buy a break. Again, just lost it over the weekend, and then really even today when the markets were kind of up, it just continued lower. So not too interested in that. Facebook, not a very constructive day, pretty narrow trading range. KWEB had a nice day, went out near the high. This is the Chinese internets. Maybe we're going to get a bit of a bounce here. We'll keep an eye on that one, KWEB and BABA. PayPal had a really nice bounce back today, and so looks like it actually closed this gap here today and then check back a bit. So keep an eye on that one tomorrow. Silver, again, the poor man's gold. Nice day today, but a reversing candle. Square, another one. PayPal had a opened lower and then finished higher on the day, so Square could be a good play for a follow-through day tomorrow. And T would be a good one to pick up around 33.50. It's not really exposed to any Chinese tariff stuff, and I think it's pays a pretty decent dividend if you just wanted something safe to be in. Keep looking at this, and I may take maybe a position in it for some of my one of my portfolios. I don't trade around too much, just looking for some money to put some safety trade on. Although it did really sell off here, but the magnitude of the sell-off wasn't really that much. It was like $1, $2 really with this candle, but $1.50 with the open and the close. So natural gas, not really doing much of anything, just kind of chopping around down here. Oil had an interesting day, really sold off hard. Oil's been getting hit because the economy's perceived to be weak, and it looks like it's sold off, but it really came back. Had oil inventory numbers today, an hour into the open. Happens every Wednesday, and just really tanked it, and then it came right back up. So I don't know, this looks like a bit of a reversal candle, so maybe a really just an oversold short covering rally here. Wouldn't be putting a lot of money into going long oil right now. So, all right, well, that's it, everybody. That's kind of the market the way it is right now. We'll be watching for some follow through possibly tomorrow. See if we get a nice follow through day in the market. Should be a little volatile in the open. We've got some stocks that are reported after the close. Lyft, Roku, I think, is up pretty significantly in the aftermarket. It reported when the market closed, so we'll be keeping an eye on those. And we'll see everyone in the Bear Bull Trading Room in the morning. This is my book, How to Swing Trade, on Amazon. If you have a chance and you haven't looked at it already, you can pick it up. And that's it, everyone. Have a great rest of the evening, whatever you're up to. Enjoy the rest of the evening. We'll see you tomorrow.